What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. For today's video, it was a subscriber request for me to do a milk bath mani. So I'm going to be encapsulating some of these dried flowers and some gold foil pieces. I went with a classic timeless look, which is milky white and baby pink. You could totally do a fall look with these, grab some orange flowers or yellow flowers, but I went the safe route with the colors that I'm obsessed with. So today's video is sponsored by Dipwell, so thank you so much, Dipwell. I'm going to be using their products during today's video. Everything will be linked down below, but I went with a super easy milk bath tutorial for today, and I'm going to tell you guys how. So Dipwell actually came out with a whole milky collection. This is MK01 and it is perfect for what we're doing today. That is why I'm so excited about today's video, because it is super simple. This is all you need and clear dip powder. So I grabbed my base liquid and I want to show y'all this brush again. If you didn't watch my last Dipwell video, it is rounded. It makes application so seamless and so easy. I have my finger resting on a jar and I'm gonna point it slightly down. This nail will be the nail that we do our flower encapsulation on. I figured I would start on this finger first in case that's all you're here for to watch. We're gonna paint this across the entire nail, being careful not to get it on our skin, and then we're gonna dip into this milky white. Once that's dry, I'm gonna dust off with a stiff scrub brush. So here are the two little pink flowers that I picked out. As you can see on this one here, it does have some imperfection. So I'm gonna shape it into the corner over here. And then I'll place another over in this corner, but I figure I will cut and trim it now, and then I don't have to worry about those pieces. I'm also gonna pull out a little piece of foil from here and then trim them into smaller little bits. All of these products will be linked in my description box if you want to shop them. So I grabbed my gel palette so I can see them better and pick them up easier. And I've also gone ahead and trimmed that flower like I mentioned. And here are all the foil pieces. I will use a toothpick to hand place them as well. So now with my base liquid, I am going to paint a full layer again across the entire nail and begin hand placing them where I want. What I love about this liquid, besides the brush, is that it does dry on the slower side. So it's perfect when you're trying to do hand placement and art, or just clean up and move things around. So I'm going to start by placing this dried flower into the corner of my nail and then gently tap it down so it's laying flat and push out any wrinkles that I see. I'm not worried about it going over onto my skin right there because I am going to file it off. And now I'm going to grab my toothpick and just smooth everything out, make sure there's no ridges and everything is laying down. Now I'm going to hand place the other flower in this corner and grab my toothpick to just smooth everything out and let it curve into the shape of my nail. But I'm being very gentle because I don't want to rip or tear the flower. And then I'm going to start hand placing some of these gold foil pieces. What I want to mention is you can see I'm really not moving very fast with this at all. And this liquid still has not dried, which is phenomenal when you're trying to do artwork like this. Really happy with the way that turned out. So now I'm going to move on to encapsulating this with that milky white. So this is MK01. Now with my base liquid, I'm going to gently apply a full layer across everything. This will also help with those flowers. So this base liquid is going to help them lay down a little bit more flat. There won't be any ripples, any ridges, anything. And then we're going to dip into the milky white. And that's it, you guys. That is how simple you can do a milk bath mani. It doesn't have to be complicated. When you have the right products and the right shade of white, that's it. So we're gonna add clear on top of this just to make sure that we don't file anything off. And then we're done with our milk bath flower nail. And I'm so obsessed with it. It's that perfect hue where you can still see everything, but you get that gorgeous milky look. So right here, I'm just making sure I get that liquid all the way over into those corner areas so that everything is really protected when I go to file, shape, and buff. Now I'm gonna dip into my clear and let this dry before I dust off. I loved how that one looked so much that I decided to do a similar vibe on my pointer finger with just the gold foil flakes to kind of tie it in. So I'm dipping into that milky white again, and then we will start on the pink. So this is PA14, and that will go on all of my other fingers. So I'm going to do full layers with this shade, so I'm just being careful not to get the liquid on my skin, get all the way over to those sidewall areas, and then we'll dip into the pink. And we're going to follow these same steps for the rest of my fingers. I'm going to do 2 layers of this pink and then a layer of clear on top. So once all of the first layer is dry, we can dust everything off. So now I'm going to follow those same steps. We'll do another full layer of our base liquid and dip into the pink. I just love how soft and delicate this looks. I know that we're going into fall, but there is something so timeless about these colors and the whole feel of it. This right here speaks to my soul. I could totally wear this all year long. Pink and white and gold and the flowers. I don't care what season it is. I love this. When I was on Dipwell's website, I had such a hard time picking the colors because they have over 200 colors. So I went with my tried and true trusted pink. So now for this finger, I'm gonna be doing that same with placing the gold foil pieces to sort of tie it all in together. So it's same steps. We will paint an entire layer of our base liquid to the nail and then hand place the little foil pieces. So with my toothpick, I'm going to tap it into the wet base liquid and it acts as a glue to help me pick up the foil flakes. Once I'm happy with all of the foil placement, then we're gonna do another full layer of our base liquid and dip into the milky white. That is how you get that really pretty milky look. And I swear this is the perfect shade to do this design with because you can still see what's underneath. It's not too dark of a white. And now we get to dust everything off and we will encapsulate and clear. So I'm just going to do another full layer and then dip into the clear, following these same steps for the rest of the nails besides the flower one since we're already done with that one. But I do this just for the added protection when I file, shape, and buff. And so I also have strength on my nails because now we have 3 full dips. So Dipwell was super sweet and gave me a discount code to share with you guys. It will save you 10% on their website. It is an affiliate code, so if you decide to use it, I truly appreciate it because you are helping support my channel. They also are selling their products on Amazon, which is a huge win. Y'all know how I feel about Amazon, but I just wanted to share that in case you decide to purchase some of their products. They gave y'all a discount. So now it's time to activate. So I am going to apply a very generous layer of this because I want to make sure it gets through all of that product that we put on our nails. This is what's going to harden them so that we can file, shape, and buff. I am going to go in for a second layer because like I mentioned, we did put a lot on our nails. So this is just an extra precaution, making sure it does cut through all of the product that we put on there. And then I'm going to let this dry for 2 minutes and then file, shape, and buff off camera. And I'll see y'all in just a second. Okay, so I got these babies into shape and now we can go activate one more time before top coat. So now with our activator, we're going to apply another layer to all of the nails and then let that dry for about 3 to 5 minutes before top coat. Once they're dry, I like to grab a dry napkin. You can also use a paper towel or a lint-free wipe, and then I just rub it across all of my nails. This is just making sure that I don't have any leftover activator residue on them that could possibly contaminate my top coat. Now it's time for top coat. So this is step 4, sealer, and we're gonna do very quick strokes. So about 3 strokes on the nail, and then make sure you're wiping your brush off on a napkin before putting it back in the bottle. But the first layer doesn't need to be perfect. It's just a few quick strokes on the nail, making sure you do not touch your skin. Once I'm done with my first layer of top coat, I'm gonna let it dry for a couple minutes and then we'll go in for our second layer. Now it's time to do our second layer of top coat, and now this layer I'm gonna be more precise with where I put it. So really capping off my edges right there. That is how you will prevent anything from lifting and cracking, and just being careful to not get this on my skin. So now I am done. I'm gonna let them dry for a couple minutes before we go in with cuticle oil. So Dipwell's cuticle oil comes in this cute little bottle. You guys watched me in my last video struggle to figure out how to use it, but it actually has a dropper on the end of it. You can't see it in this clip right here, but I'm using my thumb to push it in, and then it applies just a small amount around your nail. I am just so smitten with the way that this turned out. I've actually never done a milk bath mani before, so this was my first. And when I saw this shade of white on their website, I just knew I had to try it. It made it so simple, so easy to do, no extra steps, and I still got the same effect that I was looking for. I hope that you guys found today's video helpful, and I will see y'all in the next video.